Sophie.
Hi.
I'm so glad to see you again today. Did your mom drop you off today again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, before we get started, I just want to reiterate our confidentiality report from last week. And so, again, during our sessions, I want this to be a very comfortable space for you. I want this to be safe. And to ensure that safety, anytime that you maybe say something that discloses to me that maybe you are threatening your own life, threatening somebody else's life, someone threatening your life, or you may be damaging another's property in a life-threatening way, I'm required to report that. It's just a law in the state of Nebraska. And I know we didn't touch on it too much last week, so do you have any questions surrounding that? Okay. So last week we talked about a lot of things, and we talked about your family. We drew that genogram together, and you were able to open up to me about some things, and you told me about your friends and student council, that situation. You opened up to me about a lot about your family mostly though. And so I know we covered a lot of things on a surface level last week, and so I really want to maybe dive in a little deeper today, okay? But first and foremost, I want to know, how are you feeling today?
Okay. I kind of have a cold, but that's it.
Oh, you do? Well, it's kind of I got the sniffles too. It's kind of the flu season's approaching, right? Do you get the cold like every year at the same time? Yeah, me too. Well, I have Kleenexes over there if you need them, so just feel free to grab them. So beyond the cold, any other feelings?
No, just the same.
All right. Well, I know last week you opened up to me that you don't want to be here very much, and that you kind of feel forced by your mom and your school counselor being here. So I'm curious, Sophie, tell me, what are your thoughts and feelings today being in my office?
It's okay. I feel okay about it, but I don't know. Still don't really want to be here.
Well, you're right. It can be hard. It can be hard. It's only the second week together, so I understand. It sounds to me that you are still a bit fearful about this area, being in this office. Is this true?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, where are those fears coming from?
I don't know, just different, not what I'm used to. I'd like to be alone.
Yeah. We all need that alone time, right? And you, tell me, do you ever get alone time at home?
Yeah, a lot.
Really?
So that's what I'm used to.
Mm-hmm. So being here talking to me about your feelings is a brand new area too?
I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I want to emphasize how glad I am that you are here and that you are opening up to me, because I can tell that this is hard and that this can be a bit scary because to me, or I mean to you, I'm a stranger, you don't know me totally. So I'm curious, like, what are your feelings about you and I, just after last week, how things are going between the way that we're talking?
It's okay. You're nice and friendly. And you seem to care, I guess.
And I do. I really, really do, Sophie. I care about you, and I care about this journey that that we've already started and that we're in the middle of going through together to help you. And so I want to know, tell me, what has happened in your life since last week up until today?
I have a test, and so I did good on it.
Mm-hmm.
I got an A, so that's cool. I really just hung out at home this weekend and watched the game at home for myself. My mom was out. I don't know where she was. She was gone from Friday, and then didn't see her again until Sunday night. So I think she came in once, but it was late because I heard the door shut. So I don't know if that was her or what it was.
she said she was going Friday to Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit back to the test you said. You got an A plus on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome. What subject was that in?
Math.
Is that your favorite?
No.
Really? Yeah, I hate math too. It's never been my strong point. But how did you accomplish that A plus?
I just studied a lot, and I've been going in and asking for extra help because it's a subject matter that I struggle with.
Have you? Sophie, that's really, really great. It takes a lot of courage to go and ask for help in something, especially if it's something that you're struggling with, you know? You have to be really humble to do that. So, proud of you for that.
Thank you.
And the Husker game? Is
Yeah.
that what okay, I watched it too. It was a crazy one. Yeah. And so I'm curious, did your mom say anything to you prior to Friday?
No. I saw her Friday morning when I was getting ready because she was running late for work. So I saw her grab her coffee and leave, and she said goodbye, but that was it. So she normally leaves a note on the fridge when she does that, but she didn't this time. I didn't see one.
So she has done this before. Okay. Tell me what that looks like. I know this weekend it seemed to be a little different than usual. So tell me what it looks like other weekends.
Well, it's normally the same as this weekend. Normally, like on Friday when I get back from school, there's a note on the fridge that she left when she came home from work, and just says, "Hey, I went. I'm not gonna be home this weekend, or I'll be home really late on the nights, but then I'll be up really early." And so then I just know she's not there. And it's like no different because when she is there, she just hangs out in the living room, and I go to my bedroom and do my own thing. So I don't see her anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't bother me.
Okay. And from what I'm hearing, it seems that whether your mom's home, not home, same dynamic, no difference.
Yeah, it's no different.
Okay. So tell me how you feel when you see that note.
It just, I don't know, it's nice so I know where she's at and that everything's okay.
Yeah, it is good that she's letting you know where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess, does she let you know where she's at?
No, not all the time. Most times when she'll say, if I happen to ask, I should be at Andy's or with Andy. So,
Okay.
I don't know where that's at.
Okay. Is anyone else at the house while your mom is gone?
No,
And how is that time?
it's okay. I'm self-sufficient. I can cook.
Yeah, it seems like it. You seem very independent. And that's a great characteristic to have, Sophie. At your age, to be able to do a lot of things by yourself. But I'm also curious, do you ever wish that someone else is there with you during that time?
No, not really.
No.
No. I like to be alone.
Yeah. You like to be introverted and stay to yourself? No. No, that's totally fine. So when I asked you, what has happened from last week to this week, that's the one thing, you mentioned your test and the game, and you also brought that up. So you say to me that it's pretty normal that your mom, leaves and leaves you on the alone on the weekends, but the fact that you brought it up, what was mainly different about this time? I know besides the not leaving a note.
That was just it.
Okay. And then what happened when she returned on Sunday?
Well, I was just in my room and I heard the door shut, and then I went to go take a shower, and she was sitting on the couch, and she was drinking wine. And I said hi. She said hi.
Okay. Yeah.
And we just went on.
Did you tell her about your test?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing those things with me. Again, I'm proud of you for that test. And is this something you're going to continue doing now?
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, good. Did you said that you studied a lot and you went in for help.
Mhm.
How have you ever done that before in the past?
Yeah, a few times. I'd go in for extra English help at times before, but I've never done math.
Hmm. What motivated you to go in?
'Cause I want to go to college someday.
Good. Well, at this rate, with your grades and what it seems like, I think you will. I really do. And that's a great dream to have. It really is. So, I know last week you told me a lot of different things about your family and about some different things going on in your life and in the past. I'm so glad that you shared those things with me. Today, I want to dive in a little deeper into some of those. Okay? And I think the best way to do it is together to make kind of like a list of the different problems or issues that maybe you want to change in your life that affect you. Okay? So to do that, I have this sheet of paper. And on it, it just has room to write different problems or concerns, and I'll go ahead and read the above statement to you so you know exactly what I'm asking us to do, okay? Please describe below problems or concerns about your situation that you would like to see changes as a result of our journey together. For each major problem that you list, please describe examples of the behavior or feeling about which you are most concerned. Also talking about how often those certain behaviors occur. You know, for example, if this certain behavior happens 3 times a week or 2 times per day or something like that. Do you have any questions about those? Okay. So, would you like to write them down or would you like me to?
You can.
Okay. So, for our first problem or concern, and I'd like to know, Sophie, when you hear the word problem, what do you think of?
Something bad.
Okay. What about when you hear the word concern?
Something that is also bad.
And it's true. A problem can be something bad. You're right. And it's just something, and I like to look at it as sometimes problems, we don't even realize them because there's something that's so natural in our lives we don't even realize they're happening. So sometimes we don't put them with things that are bad until we see it in a different way. So when you're just telling me certain problems in your life and I write those down, I might think of some problems that you've talked about with me, and you might be like, oh, I didn't even think of that as a problem. Okay? But this is something that we're doing together, and we both have the same goal of wanting to see some positive changes in your life. How does this sound?
Okay.
Okay. So what's right away when I ask you that? What's a problem or concern right away that comes to your mind in your life?
I don't know. Maybe that I don't see my dad very often.
And last week you mentioned that your time with your dad was really special to you. Have you seen him lately?
Mm-mm.
When's the last time that you have seen him?
A couple of weeks ago.
What did you do last time you saw him?
He took me out for ice cream, so it was just like 30 minutes.
Yeah. How was that?
It's okay. He does most of the talking, and he's on his phone a lot doing that because he's busy with work.
Really? What's his job?
He works as a lawyer.
Oh, does he? So he must be busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's good that he took some time to come and see you. But I'm sure you wish that you got a lot more time than that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great problem to bring up. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to write, would you like me to write down as if I was speaking for you? Is that okay?
Sure.
I'm going to say, I want to see my dad more often. Okay, and then I'm going to say, just so we can remember, so I know you said you saw him 2 weeks ago, but how is that typical to see him every 2 weeks?
No, I normally see him about once a month because I haven't seen him very much since the divorce.
Have you ever asked or have you ever spoken to your dad about wanting to see him more?
No.
How does that make you feel to thinking about having a conversation like that?
I don't want to do it because he's too busy and I know it. He buys me things. And he'll send me money. So. He loves me because he sends me money.
It sounds like to me that you truly do care about your relationship with your dad, and that you, if you had the option, you would see him a lot more than how often that you do. But there's some fear there that you don't want to push him away, and because of how busy he is. Is that what I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to be a main problem or concern that we can work on, and we're going to go a little more in depth in that, okay? What are some other problems that you are experiencing right now?
I don't know. I think that's it.
That's all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to think of some things, and let me know how you feel when I'm telling you, because it might not be something that you agree with. Maybe it is, okay? I think one thing that would be great to work at, and I don't think I would call it a problem, it's more just maybe a concern or something that I think would be good for you, is talking about and grieving the death of your brother, Frank. How do you feel when I say that?
I don't know. It happened a long time ago. So it's okay. It's almost a year. It's done. Can't go back.
And so everyone handles death in such a different way. I've noticed that each time I brought up Frank last week and just now today, your nonverbals kind of shut down a little bit, and just the tone of voice, I can tell that it's something that is still a bit uncomfortable, and maybe not something that you're wanting to talk about right now. And that is why I feel like it is a concern of mine, because I think talking about him could be really good for you. And maybe that's not something we focus on right away. Maybe that's something we can work on a little later. Okay. And you're right, it happened 9 months ago, and it's almost a year. But I want you to know that doesn't mean you can't talk about him. Even if you are okay about the situation, I think it might be healthy to still talk about that. So, you tell me, is this, talking about Frank, is that something that you think should be on this list?
Probably, but I don't want to do it till later.
Okay. That's absolutely understandable. And thank you for being honest about that. I know last week you mentioned that after the divorce, that your mother and you, since you guys live together, you guys have kind of been butting heads a little bit. You don't have the best relationship, is kind of what you were telling me. And so I wonder if that would be something that maybe we can put down here, just working towards a more positive relationship between you and your mom.
Yeah, but it's all her fault, so you have to talk to her about that.
And sometimes I want you to know that these problems and concerns I write down aren't initially like towards you, saying that you are doing something wrong. Sometimes it's about other people in our lives and how we can help them, you know, be better and work on something, change. But tell me, why do you say that it's her fault?
Because she's the one who has Andy in the picture, and he's more like her child. But yet she sleeps with him, and she'd rather be with him than me.
It's gonna be really hard.
I'm getting used to it.
Sophie, I don't think that's something that you want to get used to. You know, it's really difficult. I'm sure to see your mom spending a lot more time and attention with this new man that you're not really
He's not a
familiar with.
man.
He's not a man. He's
21.
so to you, what is he to you when you hear that when he's 21?
It's a kid.
Yeah,
He's only 6 years older than me.
that's true. That's really difficult. And I think you mentioned you don't address this to your mom.
No, because she'd get mad.
Tell me, what is she like when she's mad?
She throws vases at the walls on lamps. And then when she's mad, Andy gets mad.
Is this something that happens when you're around?
It's only happened twice.
Right. How did you feel during those times?
I just went to my room and locked the door. Because I was safe.
That was smart to go right to your room and do that. So that's something right there, I think, Sophie, that would be great to talk about between the two of us. I know you said to you it's your mom's fault, and maybe Andy and your mom's relationship's fault, but it's still a problem in your life. Whether I agree, it's not your fault that your mom is throwing a vase or that she's with this younger man. There might be something going on in her life right now, but it's still something that's affecting you. Is this true?
I guess. Yeah.
So I think it'd be good to talk about. Is it okay if I write that down? How does let's see, relationship between Sophie and her mother sound? I know it's not a complete sentence, I'm just mean whatever that means, because you're right, it's not technically your fault, and we don't know what necessarily we need in that relationship right now. So just, it's kind of broad, but how does that sound? Just working on relationship between Sophie and her mother. Again, are there any other issues or concerns that you can address right now? Okay. Well, as we're going on, if anything in school, just in the household, outside the household, anything at all that comes up, just let me know. And I am going to write one more thing down, Sophie, and this one might, I don't know if this is something that you would necessarily agree with, but just after hearing what you said about your mom and Andy's fighting, I think that your safety is something that I really want to address. And again, we don't have, that's just something that I think it might not be, I'm not saying it's your fault, or, your problem, but it's something that is affecting your life, and I care about your safety so much.
I'm okay.
I know. Yeah, right now, yeah, you seem okay right now, and you came here, your mom dropped you off, so that's really good. But anytime I hear of any kind of unsafety that's going on in the home, whether it's happening right now or something that maybe could lead to unsafety, that's something that I care about. And I know that you want to live in a safe home as well. So I'm just going to say Sophie's safety in the home. And that's something that is broad, okay? And so we're going to have a lot of time to talk about that and what that means to you and what that means to me. And together we can hopefully, come to some positive changes around that area. So I guess I'm going to ask now, so when you hear me say Sophie's safety in the home, what does safety in the home look like to you?
It means they're going to take me away from my mom.
And I'm so sorry that that's exactly what comes to your mind, Sophie, because I don't want that to happen. I want you to maintain a healthy relationship with your mom, with your dad, with your entire family. And so I'm going to ask the question a little differently, because what I mean is more when you think of being safe in a home, what does that look like to you?
A nice mom and a dad. And no one fights.
And so when I hear you say that looks like safety to you, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put safety on a scale of, let's go 1 to 5, okay? 5 is what you just said to me. Mom and dad in the home, no fighting. And, the 0 is down here, feeling extremely, extremely unsafe. Where do you feel that you're at on that scale of 0 through 5?
A 2 or 3, because it doesn't happen all the time.
Okay.
Just a couple times.
2 or 3. And what is, so I described kind of what a 5 is and kind of what a 0 is. So extremely, extremely unsafe. Mom and dad, no fighting in the home. So what is a 2? We'll say 2.5, since that's what you said, 2 or 3. What's a 2.5 to Sophie?
Just what I explained. That I can remove myself from the situation and just be on my own.
Okay. Well, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to say right now, you're at a 2.5, which means feeling somewhat safe. Can remove, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remove oneself. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. And so now I'm just going to ask for you to sign this. And all that means is you signing this, all it means that you see these as problems or concerns and things that you want to work on right now in your life. So how do you feel about signing this?
Okay.
Help me understand, what is okay to you right now about this?
It's fine. I can do it because you asked.
Okay, well, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. I want you to want to do this and want to work on these problems. And we might not be totally there yet, but it's up to you if you want to sign this or not.
Okay. I can do it.
Okay. Thank you.
What's the date?
Today is the 9th. Okay, thank you. Now, we're getting towards the end of our session, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this contract that we have, okay? I think we are going to work on this. How do you feel about working on this right now?
We can do it.
Okay.
It doesn't look very long.
Okay. Okay. And so we have our problems right here. We have, I want to see my dad more often, talking about Frank, relationship between Sophie and her mother, and Sophie's safety in the home. So what's the one problem out of those four that that just sticks out right out to you want to work on?
I don't know. I guess this one, because that's, yeah, these three are the ones you want to do.
Okay. All right. So you want to do talking or seeing your dad more. Okay. I'm gonna write your name at the top of this. And what this contract is, it's a great way for the two of us to really work together. And it's going to be a way for us to work to our goals and solving some of these problems. It's kind of a step-by-step plan. So as I'm explaining it, if you have any questions at all, please ask.
Great.
So first we have description of the problem. And right here, how does that sound for a description? What we have written there.
I think it should say communicate with my dad.
I agree. That's a great fix to that. Okay.
I could just say with my parents, because you talked about me needing to fix this.
Is that something that you're wanting to do? Put parents?
Yeah, just put parents.
Okay. Communicate. How does it sound if I say communicate better and more often?
Okay.
Okay. With my mom and dad. Okay. Now we're gonna move. So that's the overarching problem that we're gonna work on right here. And to do that, we need to establish some goals underneath there. And goals I like to think of are SMART goals. Okay. Have you ever heard of that? So I'm gonna write SMART, SMART goals. And it's really cool because it lays it out perfectly. The S stands for specific, the M stands for measurable, the A stands for attainable, the R stands for realistic, and the T stands for time. So as we're making our goals, we really want to make sure that it kind of falls under that SMART goal kind of mindset. Okay? Do you have any questions about that? Okay, so let's think. So if you want to communicate better with your mom and dad and more often, what is a goal that you'd want to have to do that?
Talk to them more.
Okay, so let's make that specific. When you say talk, do you mean, what does that mean to you?
Tell them about my day.
Okay, good. So we'll keep that. So telling mom and dad about my day, and I would say that's attainable, wouldn't you say?
Probably more with my mom. My dad, maybe call him once a week.
Okay, so we might have to let's do this. Let's make mom over here and dad over here, so you can be specific with each of them.
Okay.
So for mom, you want to tell her about your day every day, or how often?
I just start out with every other day.
Okay, I think that's a great start. And so, okay, let's do tell mom about my day every other day. And when would you like to start this?
I guess tomorrow we can start right away.
Do you feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Starting. So November 10th then. Okay. Now we'll go over here to Dad. So same idea, tell Dad about a day. And you said once a week?
Yeah.
Okay. And when do you think you feel comfortable starting that?
This weekend.
Okay, so on this Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
November 14th. Okay. And just because it's getting close to the end of session, I know your mom is going to be here soon. We are going to move on to some objectives, and next week we can establish more goals as we go. Okay? So, objectives to achieving these goals. So it's kind of like a layer. If you got a problem up here, then you have the goal. So what do you need to do to achieve this goal? So we'll start with Mom. Specifically, what do you feel you would need to do to accomplish this goal?
Find out what time works for her, talk to her those nights that I need to.
That's a great idea. That really is. Because you both had different schedules. So find out, and let's be specific too. So when you say find out, is that something that you would do over the phone with her, when you see her, when she picks you up? What does that look
We
like?
could just do it in the car today.
Okay. Find out aspect. Okay. Find out in the car today when we can talk. How does that sound?
Okay.
All right. And now we'll look at Dad. What is something you would need to do to achieve the goal of talking to him on Saturday?
I need to get his phone number.
That's a great start. And how would you go about that?
I bet my mom has it, but sometimes she doesn't give me things like that. So I bet the school has it.
Okay.
Or I know his secretary's number, so maybe I could talk to him there.
So you have, 3 options that you just said right now. So how about you start, what do you feel safest starting with? Asking your mom?
Yeah.
Asking your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So ask Mom for Dad's phone number. And if she doesn't have it or she's unable to give it to you, go ahead and move on to the other options. And we can also work on that if it's something that is a really struggle to get the number. I'm sure that's something that you and I can figure out together.
Okay.
Now down here, before we both sign this, so I'm gonna add that in. I'm gonna say that I can help. I can help find your dad's number by contacting your school if it comes to that. Okay. So right under here, what the contract says is, this is the contract stating that the social worker, me, will work with the client, you, to help her achieve the above stated goals by using available resources, knowledge, and skills. This is a contract stating that the client, Sophie, will work with the social worker to achieve her above stated goals in the effort to create a life worth living. This contract also states that this journey of change involves the social worker and the client working together to achieve the objectives in order to accomplish the goals to solve the problem. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Nope.
Okay. How does it feel to sign this?
Okay. We're doing something.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some change.
I think so. I think you're having a great attitude about this today. I'm really excited to see what will happen, and I think this is going to be good. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and sign it, because this is something that I agreeing to, and I'm going to help you solve these problems and goals. So here you are. Okay, so thank you so much for signing. This was a big step, Sophie, a big step for you to open up about this and to create these goals for yourself. You came up with these. You came up with that goal, with those objectives. That was all you. Okay, so you should be proud of yourself for that. And next week when we meet, we're going to be able to talk about this and talk about what came about from you talking to your parents about your day and about your week. So, do you have any questions regarding this little homework assignment, if you want to call it that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Is this something that you think you can achieve by next week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, good. And I'm excited to see you next week. I think this was a great session. You really shared a lot with me today. And again, I know there's a lot of fear here, a lot of, not an area that you're used to, like you said, not like home, but I'm going to continue to try to make it as safe and comfortable for you as possible. So I will see you next week, okay?
That's good.
Okay, well, thank you, Sophie.